Guys, what is up? Welcome back to our channel. Once again, it's me, your bearded bro, QuickSilver 15, back with another video. And today we'll be talking about another epic series from Disney Plus. And of course, guys, it's none other than the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So just a quick premise of the series. Okay, so it's kind of been a few months since the events of Civil War. The events of Endgame, I'm sorry. And now we get to see the fallout of those events and the rest of the events of the MCU thus far from the eyes of the Falcon and Bucky Barnes. Of course, Falcon recovering from the trauma of being dusted away, and Bucky recovering from the trauma of being a Hydra sleeper agent. Just a few key points of the story, and consider this your spoiler warning if you haven't seen episodes 1 to 4. So Sam Wilson, the Falcon, gave away the shield that Cap gave to him to the Cap Museum and entrusting it to them because he felt like he was not worthy and that only Chris Evans, Captain America, is the true and only owner of the shield. And surprisingly enough, after not so long after that, the museum gave the shield away to a new Captain America, which pissed Bucky off. And now we get this buddy cop-like series of Falcon and the Winter Soldier trying to get into terms of Sam Wilson's decision, and of course with the whole super soldier terrorists in the background, and they had to get Zemo out of jail to help them find these super soldier terrorists. So again, that's basically the premise of this film. And also the new Captain America is kind of cuckoo bats asshole. So yeah. Now let's get into the meat of this review. So so far there has been a great departure from the style of WandaVision, because WandaVision, although it had a lot of epic action, it kind of tried to stay kid friendly. No one really got hurt, no one got killed, although there was some blood, and yeah, it was all imaginary, and nobody really died. But here is just cranked up to the next level, so it's more geared towards adults, I think, because they do talk about deep and moral gray areas that will be hard for kids to understand. So the action in this series is just way up there, man. It was very surprising for a Disney property to let this happen, because the action in this series is just way up there, because as a Disney property, you're probably expecting it to be at par with WandaVision, like keeping it kind of for the general audiences, good for kids and good for adults. But they take the action on a whole new level. In the very first action scene, you get to see Falcon blowing up some terrorists with bombs and stuff, and in the few other episodes you get to see Bucky Barnes impale someone with a pipe, which is just so badass, and I wasn't expecting that level of violence in this Falcon and the Winter Soldier series. So yeah, the action in this film is just very intense so far. Also, I would just like to note that on the first scene with Falcon, it was just some of the best Falcon scene Falcon scenes we have seen up to date in all of the MCU properties. So yeah, that was just so fun to see, and you get to really enjoy his capabilities, and he really did get the chance to shine, which he didn't get that much popularity, I think, with the rest of the rest of the MCU characters, because Falcon was kind of just thrown to the as Falcon is more of portrayed like a side character, and he wasn't really deemed cool up until now, which you just gotta love that, and he's just given a huge opportunity to be the hero and to get the story he deserves, much like Wanda and Vision and the WandaVision series. And of course Bucky Barnes as well. He's already a badass, and you kind of already respect him, but here in this series you do kind of get to know him a bit better, his struggles and his mental state, and how he's trying to cope with all that's happened to him, being a soldier out of time, and of course being a Hydra agent, and of course being dusted as well. So the acting in this series is just off the chart. Sam Wilson, Bucky Barnes, and Baron Zemo are just such lovable characters. They did a really good job fleshing out these characters, but you kind of got to give props more on Baron Zemo and Bucky Barnes, because their characters are just so much more engaging. I mean, Sam Wilson's character, the Falcon, is also engaging, but I think Baron Zemo and Bucky Barnes' character are just, their story arcs are a lot more interesting, for me at least. And the way Disney is moving forward with these series are, they're just giving huge opportunities to these side characters to just shine, and because all of them are really epic characters in the comic books, and they do deserve that chance to be their own main characters. Because unlike in the Avengers movie, where you still have the focus on Captain America and Iron Man and the Hulk and Thor and the major ones at least, and a lot of the side characters are, well, just cool side characters. But now in this series like WandaVision and now Falcon and the Winter Soldier, they are given that opportunity to tell their own story and develop their character moving forward to the next phase of the MCU. And I find that really exciting, and we get to see a lot more compelling stories from these characters. So I really love how they're building up Baron Zemo as an anti-hero slash villain still, because he's still an asshole and he's still technically a villain, but you do see that he has ideals. And I think in this series he's portrayed, at least so far, he is portrayed as an anti-hero, and I think that's just awesome, because you get to see his ideals and his vision and why he does what he does, and you see how his character developed over the course of Civil War, and how he now kind of found a new respect for Captain America as being the only super soldier he has respect for, essentially. I think they did a pretty good job with the villains in this series, at least so far. Again, we are only halfway through the series, and the Flag Smashers and their leader are very dualistic in nature, because they are sort of terrorists, but in their point of view they are freedom fighters, because of course they are being oppressed in this new world post return of the snap, post blip, I guess, as the MCU characters would say. And yeah, you really get an understanding of their motivation as well, and that's just such a refresher for the MCU, being known for having these one-sided villains. Baron Zemo being one of those villains who were kind of one-sided, but now again he as well as the Flag Smashers are given the opportunity to be real human characters, and that's just so amazing. So the settings in this film is just so amazing. We get to see some of the generic US settings, but one of the most interesting cities they tried to build was Madripoor, and it was just such a amazing fun. There were lots of graffiti. It was very hip hop, cyberpunk culture, kind of. I mean, just the setting, but the people, of course, were just regular people. But yeah, it was a cool place to see, and you know, I think it's one of the places where I would want to visit, maybe, minus the gangs. But yeah, the place looks really dope. Overall, I think Falcon and the Winter Soldier is just such an amazing predecessor of the Captain America movies, because you know, Captain America the Winter Soldier was just such a high standard for superhero films, and it's actually deemed as one of the best superhero films. And yeah, this series just lives up to that level of caliber and storytelling, and yeah, it's just such fun to see. And again, it does explore some deep social criticism and that moral gray area, and you know, again, soldiers not really having a right or wrong side. It's just two sides of the same coin trying to fight for their own ideals. So again, Falcon and the Winter Soldier does have a lot of mature themes that kids won't necessarily get right away. So I think parents should definitely accompany them. And it's not really the most gory film, but yeah, it's just because of the ideology behind it, and you know, the terrorists are kind of agreeable, so kind of need to guide young viewers when watching this particular series, because again, it does deal with mature content. Overall, I do recommend you watch Bucky, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So far, it's been such a great ride. We're definitely interested where the story will pick off, especially after episode 4, which I guess I don't want to spoil really, but it just had such a cliffhangery ending, and it's just interesting to see where they pick up from there. So we're not gonna give a rating yet. We're gonna do that the way we did like WandaVision, where all the episodes are shown and we can give a full review of the entire series. So let us know down in the comments below, guys, what you think. If you have seen episode 4 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, what did you think of that epic ending scene? Actually, the epic ending shot was just so cool, and it's very iconic. It's just such an iconic shot, and yeah, we would love to see and hear what you guys think down in the comments below. So once again, that's the end of the video. Please hit that like if you like this video, and don't forget to hit that subscribe and notification bell so you'll be notified of our next videos. Once again, it's me, your bearded bro, QuickSilver 15, signing off. Peace.